Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bahashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the Aquat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. To the 144,000, the one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you all. Joel 3 and 9. Slakia, Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay, so, yeah, we're going to make this real quick. This is Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report. 7 hours ago, media blackout as officials panic. And food shortages updates. An ammo shell, what is it? Artillery shell manufacturing plant. What was that? Artillery shell what? Beat your plowshares into what? Swords. Pruning hooks into spears. Where you're making ammunition. You're making weapons, yeah? Well, this is where they're making weapons. There's warfare. How do you stop your enemy from overwhelming firepower? Well, you shut down the ammo plant. So take it away, Steve.
We have a major fire at a U.S. artillery manufacturing plant. This is a big one, folks. And at the same time, we have Congress passing a monstrosity of a spending bill, not 1 cent for the U.S. border, but $300 million to protecting the Ukrainian border from Ukrainians trying to cross it.
And there's warfare in legislation, okay, as well. All right, there's sanctions, there's manifest destiny, there's the doctrine of discovery, right? Papal bull, all this shit that deals with war with paper and pen.
Yeah, wrap your head around that one. Also, we have reports from you guys on shortages that we haven't yet covered on this channel, as well as discussing several major layoffs out there that are happening as well. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and I am back in the States. It's good to be back, so good Sunday to you all. And we're back to using the camera that we normally use. I know some of you guys were like, things are kind of out, and I was having to make do because laptop and tech issues. Sorry about that. We do thank our sponsor before we jump in, Genesis Gold Group. They do a fantastic job helping people get out of stocks and bonds and into something safer in their retirement accounts. If you have a 401k or an IRA and you want to get into physical metals, you might want to talk to Jonathan and his team. There's a link at the end of the video.
Let's talk about
All right, so Congress just voted to betray the United States with a $95 million, of course, billion-dollar spending bill, and this is massive, friends. They just
voted to pay for the war, World War III. This money, see, it takes money to fight a war, does it not? To get the ammunition, to buy the raw materials to build the ammunition, to get the uniforms, to get fuel, logistics, food. Wars just don't fight themselves or happen on their own. No, somebody's got to pay for it. And guess what? You're in the Army now.
Give $61 billion to Ukraine.
Yep. So yeah, these are just some of the things that go along with war.
They gave significantly less to Israel and to Taiwan, which are actually our allies, and Israel more so actually contributes to the United States security A lot of people don't really know that, but a lot of our special operations teams cross train. And quite frankly, a lot of our special operations teams have actually borrowed a lot of tactics and equipment from the Israeli military, as well as the fact that a number of U.S. weapon systems were actually developed by the Israeli military. It
Training is a big part of fighting a war. If you ain't trained and the other people are, well, that's what's going on in Ukraine. Russians are well trained, and these kids and these old men that they're throwing on the battlefield from the Ukraine, they're not trained. That's why they're getting their heads blown.
actually acts like an ally. Everyone else seems to be mooching off the United States, it seems like. But $61 billion to Ukraine. Let me just put that in perspective, including $300 million to secure their border with Poland to keep Ukrainians from fleeing their own country. $300 million to secure Ukraine's border, nothing to secure the United States border. I promise you, they will start securing the U.S. border once they institute the draft. That's
the draft. Another thing dealing with war. So we're going to go ahead and stop right there. Just war is in the air, okay? We're on a war-type footing, right? And guess what? We ain't even got started yet. How am I going to get out of here? Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Are we in the time of peace? Absolutely not. We're in the time of war. With that, we hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and sisters. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.